Welcome to Sex Positive Gaming. I'm Annie, and today we're going to look at the almost completed RPG Maker adventure, Treasure of Nadia. This harem-building, treasure-hunting romance is available for PC, Mac, and Android on their Patreon. This is the second of a planned trilogy of games that started with the 2019 release, Lust Epidemic. I covered this Steam title back in April, but while Lust Epidemic was more of a Scooby-Doo style mystery, Treasure of Nadia is more like Tomb Raider or Indiana Jones with a dash of Pirates of the Caribbean. This is not a direct sequel, so you will be playing as a new male protagonist, but some of the previous characters do make cameo appearances. While this does help with the backstory, playing Lust Epidemic is not at all necessary to fully enjoy Treasure of Nadia. Like the previous game, there is a major focus on collectibles, achievements, and unlockables. There's also now the addition of a more robust crafting system and minigames like fishing and puzzles. There is also a return of the same affection and Kama Sutra system for all of the romanceable characters as well. Graphically, this is currently the peak of our industry for RPG Maker titles. The backgrounds and maps are well done, but the stars of the show are the animations. They are realistic and fluid, and some of the best sexual interactions I have seen. Along with there being sound with the interactions, the main characters are voiced for much of the game, there are ambient noises, and the soundtrack is awesome for the adventure theme. Flavor-wise, this is a mostly heterosexual male harem adventure with group, lesbian, religion, power exchange, pregnancy, exhibitionism, and voyeurism. Nothing is really optional. I mean, I guess you can not unlock all of the Kama Sutra pages, but that's not really going to change the flavors that you encounter. So, unlike a visual novel, don't expect any amount of agency or choice in your decisions or outcomes. I actually really like that about Treasure of Nadia. One of the biggest problems with games with optional narratives or outcomes is that certain paths or choices seem to get a lot more attention and content. Bethesda game seems to always punish you for picking what it considers to be evil choices. So why give me a choice if you're going to just give me a lesser gameplay experience? The story does start to meander at a certain point. This is probably because Patreon unintentionally encourages expanded content over editing for quality and conciseness. The developer NLT has demonstrated a fantastic commitment to a consistent release schedule and effectively communicating with their community. Work has already begun on the third game in the series, the Genesis Order, which will pick up where Treasure of Nadia ends. This is one of the most popular games on Patreon, and I expect a Steam release to do very, very well. The game is almost finished, and if it is completed this year, as the developer expects to, this is a strong contender for Game of the Year for 2021. I know many people are put off by RPG Maker titles, but if you're only going to play one RPG Maker game and you don't mind these flavors, I strongly recommend you give Treasure of Nadia a chance. What do you think? Have you played Treasure of Nadia? I do find it interesting how relationships are portrayed in this game and in this industry versus other forms of fiction. There seems to be a sizable gap between the depiction of harems and polyamorous unions in these games versus what we see in other media. I wonder sometimes if and how that will narrow. Let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, no shaming, just gaming. Thanks to all this month's supporters on Patreon. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you.